Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Nasal Cactus here. So happy to have you here with us again, checking out the Star Wars Unlimited Spark of Rebellion. Got our booster box right here. We are now in the lower half of this booster box. So I'm like both excited and sad. I don't want it to end, but I really want to know what's in the packs. You know, it's a rare thing to, I feel like, be kind of at the ground level with a TCG, CCG, whatever they want to call it. Grand Moff Tarkin, Catacombs, Kadera to start us off as our leader and our token slash base card. Yeah, like to be coming in at what is ultimately the beginning stages of a TCG and CCG, whatever the hell they want to call it. I'm not going to judge them either way. Rolling through our commons, a few things we've seen here before. Recruit, Wilderness Fighter, Green Screen. Oh my god. Can you tell that it's been a long day. Green Squadron A Wing. Green Squadron A Wing. Wow. Tongue twister that I didn't know was going to trip me up. Mercenary Company. Viper Probe Droid. We gotta be getting close to the uncommons. Bounty Hunter Crew. Restock. Are we in our uncommons? We are. On the first uncommon coming up. Star Wing Scout. Alright. A new vehicle fighter. I feel like I've seen this before in something. It may have been one of those old, like, man, these sometimes with those showcase cards, it is very hard to keep them hidden. I feel like I saw this something in like a vehicle manual or something. Oh, all right. Kanan Jarrus, little rebels character going on, and here's our borderless Agent Kallus. This is our rare showcase rare. All right. So now the question is, does Nasal Cactus know who Agent Kallus is? The answer is he does not. Might be another one of those that is from an era or a series that I have not yet seen. We have another rare coming up. Emperor's Royal Guard. That artwork is very cool. I'm loving that. And then for our foil, we have a common Snowspeeder. Adding to the stockpile of Hoth fighters and vehicles. Have a showcase. Let me see if I can grab it really quick. Showcase foil Snowspeeder. In here somewhere. Here it is. This was the card that I was testing my camera settings with. And I am slowly growing to love that card. So clean. I mentioned in the last video, I think, that those borderless showcase cards, show off the Princess Leia pack real quick and all of her wonderful Hoth gear. The showcase cards, sometimes I feel like they just do like anime streaks. So it's like, yeah, look, action at the edge of the frame. And I kind of wish that they were like a little more, they like actually had more to see around there. But, you know, I'm also not going to sit here and critique these artists for what they did, because there are too many of them in here that did something really amazing. Chewbacca and Capital City. So Chewie was somebody, or a character card leader that we grabbed not too long ago. Lothal, Capital City. Lothal, I believe, still canon? Question mark? I don't know. Somebody out there can tell me. Or I will tell myself as I edit this video. Starting off with a common Wampa. Super Laser Technician, new card. I am, okay, Cloud City Wing Guard. So this is great. I don't know if I've ever noticed like the level of detail, and it makes sense on like a Cloud City uniform that they would have a little more flourish in their uniforms. This is a moment though that I've done what, 3, over halfway through. I've done more than that, but I've just now noticed the card count at the bottom. I feel like that was a huge mistake on my part. Not for anything other than, like, I think I've said a couple of times, Spec Force Soldier. Like I've said a couple of times, I don't know how many cards are in here. It may be a lot, it may not be. But if the card count is truly 252, what a huge set of cards this is. Steadfast Battalion. Getting several in here that I haven't seen before. Snow Trooper Lieutenant, another one. Had a Snow Trooper come through before, not a Snow Trooper Lieutenant. Another one. Loving the artwork, very comic book-y. Snapshot Reflexes. Now this is the card that I think I mentioned in the last video. Lothal Insurgent. So we have a Lothal Insurgent to go with Lothal. Snapshot Reflexes is the one that gives me the hope of like some Mando cards, but it's the one that made me question, like, okay, how far through the series do these cards reach? We've got a showcase coming up. It is a common. So let's see. Showcase common. Restock. It is in fact a common. It is a card that I have seen before a few times. I do love the art, but it does have the anime streaks. Action. Attack Pattern Delta. Go now. Classic. Can't go wrong with Battle of Hoth. Force Throw. Another Empire Strikes Back era card. And our uncommons. I think we have one more uncommon. We do. AT-AT Suppressor. So a little bit of a theme there. Attack Pattern Delta with the AT-ATs. Darth Vader from the end of Empire Strikes Back, and then an AT-AT Suppressor. Round it out. Rare card, Wolf. And this is, I assume, Bad Batch, which I have not watched. I should. It seems like it would be up my alley. Scout Bike Pursuer. This actually might have one of the first that I've noticed, like, errors or defects, maybe. I'm going to see if I can catch it. But, like, right, there you go. You can see it right through there, right through the foil. Got a scratch. It's like straight through it. And it doesn't look like it's an indent in the card, right? Like, looking at it like that, that doesn't look like it's an indentation. Let me kind of look around the side here. It doesn't look like an indent. It doesn't feel like it's like it digs into the card, but it's definitely like a cut through the foil or something, and probably just, you know, and by the way, this is not me sitting here and being like, oh my God, I can't believe they would send this out. Stuff happens, you know, man, like, or whoever, stuff happens. I am not going to sit here and hold Fantasy Flight Games accountable for something like that, that I've seen worse stuff on Pokemon cards. So, you know, it's probably a testament to them that it's taken me half of a booster box to find anything significant. Now, and I say significant because, I mean, that's like noticeable straight out of the pack, but I also admittedly have not been paying a ton of attention to centering, corners, surface. You know, like I mentioned pretty early on, I don't plan on getting these graded. I'm just here to collect and see if I can find anything that I like. IG-88 with Administrator's Tower on Cloud City. So Administrator's Tower, definitely seen before. IG-88 though, a new one for the collection / deck. I'm keeping the Shadows of the Empire hope alive. I know IG-88 came in Empire Strikes Back, but I mean, if you are of a certain age, this guy on, what was it, Ord Mantell, and his pulse rifle caused many blisters on your thumbs. Shadows of the Empire on the N64, man. I remember that boss fight was no joke. Cargo Juggernaut to start off. Keep fighting. Clone Trooper going up against a bunch of battle droids. So prequel era in here for sure. Escort Skiff. Vigilant Honor Guards. This one struck me as like a little weird in terms of the art, but I think it's just a style that I am not super used to. But it has like a really like interesting vibe to it that I can't tell if I love it yet or not. Jedha Agitator, Alliance Dispatcher, Confiscate. Sliding around. Are we at our uncommons yet? We are not. Outer Rim Headhunter, one of these pulled a couple packs ago. Still love the Z95. Cell Block Guard. Love it. Look at that art. I always thought, and maybe I'm just wrong, in the movies that this symbolized a hallway that just went on an indescribable amount. But you could always see where the matte painting hit the floor. And either this is a deliberate choice to kind of lean into that, like when the stormtroopers bonk their head on the door, or maybe it wasn't actually a hallway, and then went all the way down into the distance. Shoot first. Yes, please. Release the original trilogy on whatever format I can buy and keep forever and not lose to some company taking it away from me. Bright Hope. One of the medium transports. Was just watching somebody unbox some Decipher cards recently. Force Choke. Darth Vader. But I've been watching some Decipher cards come out. I feel, is there something on the card? Something there. Felt like a bump. But it is not on the card. Fallen Lightsaber as the rare Darth Maul. Darth Maul? Maybe? It doesn't necessarily look like Darth Maul's though. Like you see these indents in the hilt. I don't think that's what his looked like. If I remember right, his was all silver all the way down. Now obviously this could be an interpretation for this deck, but it doesn't appear to be his. We have an uncommon Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. I'm really curious if like you're going to be able to collect like a bunch of Rogue Squadron, like if you can effectively build a Rogue Squadron, or if it's something that's going to be like you can get skirmishers and you can get a couple X-wings that have Rogue Squadron attached to them, or red group or gold group Y-wings or whatever. We'll do one more. Or if there are like dedicated cards to get Rogue Leader, Rogue One, other Rogue numbers that go beyond one. Boba Fett. Where? Kestros City on Vardos. A repeat site for us on both accounts. But still, we're here. We're excited. I'm going to keep those card sleeves in the frame just in case. Restored Arc 170. Oh, I see something. It's a little in the middle of the deck there to be a rare, unfortunately. But, you know, showcase card nonetheless coming up. Infiltrator Skill, Battlefield Marine, Rebel Pathfinder, Make an Opening, Asteroid Sanctuary. Are we at that? Nope, not yet. Waylay. I feel like I got this card, but I don't remember saying the word Waylay recently. Maybe I didn't. Snow Trooper Lieutenant. All right, so I think that this the next showcase card coming up is going to be a common, and it is. So let's see what our common showcase card is. Steadfast Battalion. I think a card that we've gotten previously. So I am, as much as I kind of, I guess I'm just going to say it, taking the piss when it comes to like the anime streaks on the edges. I do really like having the option of showcase cards in this set, because a big part of why I wanted to buy it was the artwork, and I like that Fantasy Flight gave the artists like that real estate on the cards. I think that's really cool. Smuggling Compartment. Haven't seen that one yet. Uncommon cards now. Blizzard Assault AT-AT. We have seen that one before. Sabine Wren. All right, a character card. So starting to build out. I've gotten a Hera and a Kanan as well. I think it's Kanan, right? Again, haven't watched the show, but yeah, those are great. Have a Sabine Wren. I guess that puts on the table that there's going to be an Ezra in here somewhere, right? I mean, and this is really the question that I have without having looked at any sort of like card deck or card list, is like really what all are we getting ourselves into? And it kind of goes to the question I had about the Rogue Squadron. Snowspeeder is, are these sort of factions and these groups of characters fully realized in Spark of Rebellion, or is it something we're going to have to kind of wait to get? Like, can I get Sabine and Hera and Kanan in? I hope it's Kanan. Please don't roast me if it's not. But or do I have to wait? Basically is what I'm getting at. Ground unit, Sabine Wren, great artwork. Here is our rare Heroic Sacrifice. I'm going to set that Sabine card off to the side to be sleeved. I like that a lot. Heroic Sacrifice. K2SO. Poor Alan Tudyk being absolutely destroyed. And our foil, Rallying Cry, with some Mandalorians and the Dark Saber. Had to make sure. I felt like there was an extra card there for a second. We've been there before. Bit of a fizzle to go out on with that section of the booster box, but let's see, how many do we have left? We have, I think it's 4 and 4. Double check, yeah, 4 and 4. So wow, we're cutting through this pretty fast. So yeah, just like 2 more videos worth of openings left. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I don't know that I got the best pulls out of this. It's a little disappointing to go from Lando Calrissian Showcase Holo in the last video to having Sabine be the like really big pull that I had in this one. Just a little bit of a down in the overall grouping of cards, but we're not counting this set down and out just yet. Definitely, and then having that again, not the peak. Hopefully, I hope that I didn't jinx myself when I said Lando. This, before I like pulled it and revealed it, Lando could be the pull of the box. Really hope I didn't jinx myself with that. Not that I don't love it, but how can you really hate this beautiful scoundrel? But I think it's kind of been the pull so far. I mean, this is kind of the top. Not Grand Moff Tarkin. He can get out of here. Some of these right here at the top, these are kind of the like big pulls so far. I don't know if they're really like the best cards, I really need to look at like what the chase cards are, just in case. You never know. I'm interested in collecting the whole set and learning how to play this, but I am curious what people are actually chasing. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. There's several of these videos now. We're gonna have a couple more. We're gonna do 4 more on the next video, and then we'll have 1 more opening for this box, and then I have to go buy more. I do think that when I get through with this box, I might buy a starter deck. I had somebody at my local card shop that said, you know, if you played Decipher, you're gonna understand the basics of this game, but you should definitely get a starter deck. So we'll finish this out, and then we'll bring in a starter deck and another booster box. I say hesitantly just because, you know, this is great, but, you know, I just want to make sure that I'm getting something that is worth the money. And, you know, I do love it. So for the enjoyment of myself, buying another booster box, I think it's going to be worth it. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again so much for watching, and thanks for sticking with us, you know, through the years, and coming back to enjoy these things that we enjoy. And we will see you soon.